Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 19th, 2025. I'm hoping everybody had a great Thursday out there so far. Everybody has a great Thursday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about, at the end of the video, we'll be talking about Tropical Storm Erik, which has 50 miles an hour winds as of this recording. Earlier, it had 140 miles per hour winds, almost a category 4, before it made landfall into Mexico, and it will continue to move into Mexico and shred apart. We got another system behind it that has about a 20% chance of development. Also, you can see we got some scattered activity down in the Yucatan Peninsula and the Southern Gulf, also down toward the Central America region, scattered activity over South America, getting a little bit of activity in the Caribbean Sea also. We need to monitor that. Scattered activity in the MDR region, and also some scattered activity in the North Central Tropical Atlantic, and also more in the Eastern Pacific from southwestern Mexico all the way back toward the Hawaiian chain island out there as well. Also, we got some scattered activity from West Texas to New Mexico back to Montana, also portion of Wyoming, and also areas of Washington, Oregon State, and Idaho. Also, this region here may get in some mixed precipitation. We'll be talking about that in your local forecast coming up next. Got some activity from portion of Arkansas to Alabama to Mississippi to southern Georgia to southern South Carolina to Florida, and also up in the North Carolina to the northeastern U.S. up towards southeast Canada, Maine region, and also more activity over toward the Great Lakes region, pulling on all into the Toronto and Ottawa, Canada regions as well. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue getting the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see here we got some thunderstorms and showers from New Brunswick to Maine to Vermont to New Hampshire to New York State to Pennsylvania to Ohio, Michigan, also around the Lake Huron, Lake Superior region as well, northern Michigan to Wisconsin to Illinois to Iowa to Minnesota to North and South Dakota through Montana, portion of Washington State, also western coastal areas, portion of Washington, Oregon State, right on the coastal vicinity there as well. More scattered activity over portion of Colorado to New Mexico, also into Texas, northeastern Mexico into the portion of central and northern Gulf, stretching into Arkansas to Alabama to Georgia, southern South Carolina, coastal waters, and the outer banks of North Carolina. A little bit of thunderstorm activity in the western North Carolina and North Georgia, and the Atlantic coastal waters there as well. We got some severe weather over portions of northern Michigan, Lake Superior, also up toward Wisconsin, also Minnesota, south of North Dakota, and portion of Montana. Critical fire weather issues over portion of southern Wyoming to western Colorado, western and northwestern areas of New Mexico, much of Arizona, much of Utah, and also much of Nevada. Also, then we got some mixed precipitation for northern Nevada, northern California to Oregon to Idaho to Montana, and also Washington and Oregon states as well. Otherwise, big dry, high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Friday. Alright, let's move on to your Saturday outlook now. As you can see, we got some thunderstorms and showers from Maine and the coastal waters down toward Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania up to New York State. Also into Michigan, Lake Superior, also over to Ottawa, Canada, Toronto, Canada, Lake Superior, Michigan, Wisconsin to northeast Minnesota, southern Canada, also in the portion of North and South Dakota, Montana, and also a portion of Wyoming, coastal areas, and a little bit of inland areas of Washington, Oregon State, also portions of Nevada, New Mexico, North Texas, also northern Mexico to West Texas, down in central and southern Texas areas as well. And then more activity across Tennessee to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, northeastern Gulf to the Florida Keys, all Atlantic coastal water to Georgia, eastern South Carolina, and also the southeastern North Carolina as well. More mixed precipitation in portion of Montana to Wyoming to Idaho to northern Nevada, northern California, much of Oregon and Washington State, and right along the Canadian-U.S. border with the U.S. there as well. Otherwise, expect dry, high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Saturday. Alright, let's move on to the current watches warning advisory map, your location across the nation. Alright, we got a lot of colorful map here to talk about. We got severe thunderstorm watches and warnings for Maine, stretching down to the portion of New Hampshire, southern Vermont, New York State, all the way down to Connecticut, down toward Rhode Island, New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, also in the portion of D.C., Virginia, northeastern North Carolina got severe thunderstorm warnings and watches there as well. Excessive heat, heat advisory reporting of the Boston area down toward the Connecticut region, Massachusetts area. Also got wind advisories there in portion of New Hampshire, Vermont, New York State. Special weather statements there as well, stretching into portion of Pennsylvania. All right, we got we got heat advisory for portion of Louisiana, Mississippi, portion of Arkansas, also northern Louisiana and eastern Texas. Also a couple counties in New Mexico, also eastern Colorado, northern areas of Kansas, portions of Nebraska, and also South Dakota. Also portions of the Iowa region, also Missouri. Excessive heat watch is also in effect for you guys in portions of Illinois and Missouri, up into Iowa, also Wisconsin, Minnesota region. Even got a few severe thunderstorm warnings there as well. Also we got excessive heat warnings also in effect for Iowa, Minnesota, and also southeastern South Dakota, and also Nebraska. Got excessive heat warnings also for Southern California and also for Southern Arizona. Red flag warning for central and northern areas of Arizona, portions of New Mexico, western Colorado, much of Utah, all of Nevada, and a little bit in the mountain range of California. Also got some high wind watches in effect for southern Wyoming. Special weather statement for northern Wyoming. Also portions of Montana, southern Idaho, and also portions of California region as well. Wind advisories there as well. Also got some hydro issues, high wind watches, and winter storm watches for a portion of northern Montana. Alright, we got the small craft advisory, gale warning, and severe thunderstorm watches from portions of Maine all the way down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, a little bit along the South Carolina coast. Special weather statement for southern Georgia, a few counties in Florida. Also southern Florida got some flood advisory there as well. Also we got some flood advisory in Kentucky. River flood warning still continue for portions of Missouri over toward Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, eastern Texas, Louisiana, portions of Mississippi. We've got small craft advisory, gale warning for southern California up to Oregon State. Central and South Hawaii and Chain Island there as well. North side looks good. Also around the Alaska region, if you got a little bit of red flag warnings inland, and also a little bit of flood advisories to the north in Alaska. Excuse me. All right, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook. And it's going to look something like this. As you can see, we got general thunderstorm from Raleigh to Columbia to Miami to Mobile to Brownsville to San Antonio, Austin. Then from El Paso to Pablo, Denver to McCook to Valentine, all the way up toward Watertown and Rochester and Buffalo area. Also over toward just western New York State. Marginal risk stretching from Great Falls, Montana to Billings, Montana to Pierre to Del Monte, Chicago, Milwaukee. Slight risk over here from Marquette to Duluth, Minneapolis. And then there's that enhanced risk over portion of Bismarck to Fargo, North Dakota, Grand Forks included in the Abilene area of South Dakota. Alright, we got also general thunderstorm around Portland, Eugene, and Medford, Oregon region as well. Alright, the tornado probability looks like this. 5 and 15% from Glasgow, Montana to Minneapolis. And there's that Fargo, Bismarck, and Abilene, 5%. 2% in the green. Damage and winds. You can see the significant area damage and winds going to be in the 30% area from Bismarck to Fargo to Grand Forks, west of Duluth. Maybe have wind gusts to 70 miles an hour to 80 miles an hour possible. Great Falls to Chicago, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour possible in that region. And large hail looks to be over much of around the Bismarck area, Minnick, Fargo, Grand Forks, and then over toward Duluth. 15% risk area, slashed area. 5% from Great Falls to Chicago. Alright, let's move on to day number 3. We got a little bit of a marginal risk to talk about. And we're going to take a look at that in just a few seconds. It should be coming up here, and it's going to look something like this across the board. Alright, general thunderstorm from Maine all the way to Washington, D.C., and then again from Raleigh to Wilmington to Columbia to the Florida Keys to New Orleans to Brownsville to McCook, all the way out to Boise, Idaho, and also Mezzalona, and also Great Falls, Montana. Then from Glasgow all the way over to Watertown, Scranton, Buffalo, Detroit, also Duluth, Marquette, You're included. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Probability is going to look like this. Just 5% in the brown area there. Alright, let's move on to Tropical Storm Erik. Here's the tropics for the Eastern Pacific. You can see here's Hurricane Erik. Has about 50 miles an hour winds. Minimum central pressure 1,000 millibars. Located near latitude 17.4 north, 99.7 west. Moving to the northwest at 12 miles an hour. Also, we got a system right behind it. Has a 0% over the next 7 days. 48 hours, 20% over the next 7 days. Excuse me. Alright, let's take a look at the tropical Atlantic. Currently quiet in the tropics across the North Atlantic. Should be coming up here in just a few minutes. Okay, here it is. Okay, here we go. Tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days in the north central tropical Atlantic, the Gulf of Mexico, and also the Gulf of America and the Caribbean Sea as well. So alright, you can see here it is. Finally got that thing straightened out. But here's the Atlantic, here's the Caribbean, and there's the Gulf of America. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos. We'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Thursday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.